Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Y'all know the drill. Come on, say with me. Wake up and we'll wake up and we'll wake up and we'll. Ah! Good morning, everyone. This is your girl, Dr. Najuma. And this is the automobile version of Wake Up and Win. I am already on the road, but I did not want to let this Winter's Wednesday pass without saying wake up and win, wake up and win, wake up and win, and to leave you with the win word for this week. To leave you with the win word for this week. And so, good morning, welcome. Glad to have you all joining us. Some of you are watching the replay. And so awesome. So before I get into our win word for today, let me reintroduce myself. I am your girl, Dr. Najuma. I'm a pastor, but I'm also a spiritual life coach. I do a lot of work in the community around civic and community engagement, training, and leadership, as well as I offer grief support as a mother who has lost a child to community violence. We also do work around grief support, thus the Wake Up and Win platform, which is here to just offer a word of encouragement, to offer a win word to those of you like myself who have gone through a major loss. But I like to use this platform to encourage you that you can go through a major loss, recover, restore, rebuild, and get back out there and win again. That you can go through a major loss, recover, restore, rebuild, and get back out there and win again. So I use this platform to share with you all a morning win word. And today's win word is process. Today's win word is all about process. I was in a meeting last night and this word process kept coming up related to the work that the people in the room needed to do in the community, that it would be processed, that we have to go through a process, that you have to understand the process. And so that word process kept coming up, kept coming up, kept coming up. And one of the things that I walked away with is the work that we do in the community that requires process. So is the work that we're doing on ourselves as it relates to going through a major loss, recover, restoring, rebuilding, and getting back out there and winning again. It is a process. And process is often can be a scary word if it feels like process is going to take a long time. If it feels like process is going to be, painful. But process does not have to take forever and it doesn't have to be painful. It does mean, however, that there is a systematic way for something to happen. There's a systematic way for a thing to happen. Process. And so when I think about going through a major loss, recover, restore, rebuilding, and getting back out there and winning again. And I offer the win word for today of process. What we're simply offering today and encouraging you to think about is the strategic and intentional steps, which is process, that will lead us through the process of going from great loss, recover, restore, rebuilding, and winning again, right? That process has steps. That process has intention. That process has time attached to it. And so it doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be scary, but it does require process, intention. It does require steps. It does require moving through, something systematic. And so the question that I have for you today, the question of the day is, what does your process look like? A lot of times people are saying, well, I'm in process, but they're actually not doing anything. They're really just waiting time out. I'm going to say that again. A lot of people are saying, well, I'm in process, but they're actually not doing anything. They're just waiting time out. They're just hoping time will heal all wounds or time will heal all issues. Process actually means there are steps, there are intentions, there are actions, there are things being done. That's process, right? But to just say I'm in process does not equate to process. And a lot of people are using the word process. Well, I'm just processing right now. I'm in process right now, but they're actually not doing anything except waiting time out. And so I want to encourage you that as you think about your process, that within your process are actual steps, that within your process are some intentions, some goals, that within your process there are actions that are being taken or at least included. How you take them is up to you, but that they're included, that there are steps, that there are actions, that there are intentions, that there are goals included in the process. Now, listen, just waiting, and I'm not minimizing it, but just deciding I'm just going to wait and sit, that can be a form of process, but you're actually not doing anything. So it may not lead to what you're hoping it'll lead to, because just sitting back and waiting is just sitting back and waiting. Process means I'm actually doing something. So I want to encourage you today to think about, what does your process look like? For me, and I can only talk about myself, and for others, some people that I know, processing, going through a major loss, losing my son to community violence, recover, restore, and rebuilding, and getting back out there and win. There were three key things that are part of my process. Now, my process is very large because I need a lot. I need a lot. I need a lot. But three key things that are within my process. Three key things are in my process. Number one, meditation. That's a key factor in my process, like the practice of meditation. Number two, exercise, like moving my body, not allowing grief to settle in my joints, but to move my body, right? And number three, part of my process is to continue to worship. Now, I told y'all I was a pastor, and that's just that. There are, of course, therapy, of course, all these things, but I'm just telling you the three things that I've been very intentional about in my process: meditation, exercise, and worship. Now, when I say worship, I'm not talking about just Sunday morning. I'm talking about like worship, like spending time in worship, because it helps me to be in a space of gratitude, helps me to be in a space of humility, so God can work through the grief and the suffering and the sorrow that I feel, as I should, as a mother who's lost a child, right? And so when I think about what's your process, that's the question for today. What's your process, right? What are the components, the steps, the goals, the intentions, the actions that are part of your process, right? What's the time frame? If you have one, you may not have a time frame, and you don't always have to have that. But for some of you, you need to have that. But when we talk about process, right? What are those things? And if you have not thought about them, if for you process this whole time has meant just waiting and just sitting and doing nothing, I want to invite you that that's just waiting, and that's not necessarily process, right? And for me, my top three components of my process is prayer, meditation. Number two, exercise, like getting out there, moving my body. I'm so looking forward to Sunday. I'm going roller skating with some friends immediately after church. And worship, like taking time to be in a space of worship, privately as well as corporately, right? Those are three components of my process. The question, however, is what's your process? What is your process of getting from great loss, recovery, restoring, and building, and getting back out there to win again? What does your process look like? And I want to invite you to challenge yourself to put some goals, some intentions, some action steps, some moves, some steps in your process. What's your process? So you can get back out there and win again. So thank you for being tuned in to this broadcast of Wake Up and Win. It's a Winners Wednesday. It's a Winners Wednesday. So what do we do on Winners Wednesday? We celebrate our wins. So in addition to thinking about what's your process, I want to invite you also to think about, what are your wins? What are your wins? For me, some of my wins in this early part of summer have been, I took some classes last weekend that I really wanted to take, and I'm celebrating. I didn't let that slip. I finished another book writing project. What else? I did the classes. I finished a book writing project. Oh, and I finished a project at the house. There's a project I had home that I've been working on. So those are my Winner Wednesday celebrations. So celebrate your wins, but also don't forget, process what's in your process. Thank you for joining us on Wake Up and Win Live with your girl, Dr. Najuma. And, we're here. We're here to offer a daily, weekly win word for you. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Help us get our subscription numbers up. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell somebody else. And we'll see you all on the next broadcast of Wake Up and Win. Y'all know the drill. Wake up and win. Wake up and win. Wake up and win. Ah! We out, y'all. Peace. Thank you. I appreciate it. And make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We out, y'all. Peace. Thank you.